Joining me now, family law attorney Cynthia Diggs, talking about what is at stake with the Supreme Court decision. Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, what he's talking about is the rights of the spouse, and eventually gay couples can accomplish what he's saying that they can't, but it's just that they have to fight for everything. Is that what he's saying?
I think that's his primary concern, and I think when he gave his opinions about that, what he was hoping for is that the Supreme Court would address Proposition 8 directly, and you know, the Supreme Court may choose to leave that to the states or not. We have a different issue in the Windsor case, but as for Proposition 8, which is very similar to what we have in Texas and very similar to DOMA. We have here in Texas a statute that says that marriage is between a man and a woman. And if Proposition 8 is in effect struck down by the United States Supreme Court, the impact in Texas would probably be stronger. Now, it's also true that if the Supreme Court leaves that to the state of California, the last court in California to have ruled has struck down the California state statute. But that is a less strong precedent for Texas than obviously having the United States Supreme Court.
Now, the Defense of Marriage Act is a federal argument, is a federal situation. How is that different? How do they have to consider that differently?
Well, they have the Supreme Court, in looking at the Defense of Marriage Act, is looking at a federal question specifically, rather than ruling on state law. And so in looking at the Defense of Marriage Act, as in the Windsor case, the jurisdictional imperative is much stronger for the U.S. Supreme Court.
But if they rule that the federal benefits cannot be denied same-sex couples, then what? Does that have an impact on the case that they heard yesterday?
I think that, well, and certainly those you know, the decisions that they make are likely to be consistent. It's possible that the U.S. Supreme Court will stand back on Proposition 8 and leave that to the states, but at the same time move forward on DOMA. And if the United States Supreme Court says that DOMA is unconstitutional, the federal law that says marriage is between a man and a woman, it seems likely that that is a very strong precedent to suggest that these state laws are also similarly unconstitutional.
I'm going to have to stop you there because we're out of time, but you're going to be with us for the next hour or two. We had a lot more we can talk about. Next time, we're going to be talking about the questions that the judges asked yesterday and if that was a tip of the hat and which way they're going to vote. Back to you now,
And it's
Natalie.
such a confusing issue because, you know, Proposition 8 was, when I lived in California in 2008, voters voted for the ban on gay marriage. You know, it's just a for and against, ban, not banning. It's a lot. So I appreciate your guests there breaking it down for us. Thank you, Andrea.